Did you have like a mentor at Newcastle when you was going through to figure it out stage?
No, my mentor was me.
Literally.
Literally, my mentor was me, and I mean me. I mean,
Mm,
speak to my brother every now and then, but because I was living by myself them times, and
mm,
I'm still a young man.
yeah.
I'm early 20s. I'm about when I went to Newcastle, I joined when I was 23 ish. Yeah,
Mm.
22, 23 ish.
Up and all the way to Newcastle by
Yeah,
yourself.
and I'm like, go home, four walls, you and them four walls.
Right.
I'm like, how you gonna work
What's
this
that
out?
like? What's that like? Because growing up, I played football as well, not
Mm.
to your level, of course, but it was my dream, and you fantasize about all the great things. But like you said, when all the fans have gone, I mean, Newcastle's what is it, 40 or 50,000?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah. When all the 40 or 50,000 is gone, and it's just you in those four walls, what is that like for a black man up in North by himself with no family?
Uh, I think that the first few months were really hard because I ended up buying well, not buying, renting a place that
Mm,
was in the middle of nowhere, but I knew no better.
right.
I remember Kevin said to me, right, the training ground was in a place called Durham.
Mm-hmm.
I want the place to be close to the training ground in Durham, so I rented a place in Durham. So, and then it was just a little village,
Mm,
and I mean the people were lovely, but I would go away. I'd come back to London for the weekend after a game or whatever,
okay.
and I'll get back on the Sunday, and then Monday I'll go to the train. I'll come home from training,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll have my neighbours like knocking my doors. Hi, Mr. Cole, you okay?
Right.
Do you need any milk? Do
Mm.
you need any? It's like the advert, I'm like, yeah, I'm not used to this
Right,
nonsense. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because for me, the way we grew up is like, no, but they're so nice and man. So I'm like, oh man, I can't actually handle this. People knocking my door every 2 minutes. Can we help you with this? Can
Right.
you help
You're not
with
used
that?
to that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not used to it. So I remember I was there for I don't know 4 months, 5 months. I said, nah, man, I can't do this
Can't
no
do
more.
it. Mm,
And then my head just kind of like fell off,
mm,
uh, and I had to move. So they said, "Oh, we'll move into Newcastle."
okay.
So I actually moved into Newcastle then because as nice as it was,
Mm,
my head was falling off.
mm,
That's what people fail to understand. You go, you play football, you go home, and it's just you by yourself. And
mm,
I rent a big house as well. I don't know why I rented such a big house by myself, but I did.
mm,
And then yeah, it was just playing football intensity by
mm,
myself. It was getting harder and harder,
mm,
and I found out a real difficult stage. And like I said, once I moved into Newcastle, things changed because a few more of the boys used to live
yeah,
there.
yeah.
My big mate at the time, Lee Clark, used to live there as well,
Mm,
so we used to nick a night out and all
right.
those kind of things. So yeah, it made me feel a little bit more comfortable, but I wasn't worried about
Mm,
going home to four walls
yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
So that made things a little bit easier.
Mm, cool. Now the big move, Man United.
Mm.
Arguably, some would say the biggest club in the world.
Mm.
Obviously, they're going through their hard times now, but they are still one of the biggest clubs in the world. As much as that hurts me to say it, it's the truth. What was that like, Manchester United, putting on that shirt and playing for Man United?
For me, it was such a surreal moment due to the fact that I'd been in the Premier League a season and a half with Newcastle,
Yeah.
um, and then out the blue, the deal was done, and I mean proper out the blue. I just played the Sunday,
Okay.
trained the Monday as per normal. Got a phone call that Monday night, right? The deal for you got a Man United is on.
Quick.
Rapido. And like I
Wow.
said, the year and a half in the Premier League, I've not. I'd established myself, i.e., by scoring goals,
Goals. Yes. Yes.
but not established myself as an
Mm,
individual
yeah.
in the Premier League.
Hmm.
So when it come about, man, big shock, big
Mm.
shock. Um,
Did anyone help you integrate? Was there any sort of help, or was it straight in as soon as the transfer happened? You're in.
there's no such thing as that process.
Serious.
No,
Even though it was a big move and whatnot,
there's
whatnot,
no,
no one's there to like help you settle in, help your
no,
mental, help you grasp what's happened.
no. Where the game's changed now, that would happen. I remember, like I said, leaving Newcastle the
Hmm.
Monday, have the meet with Manchester United the Tuesday, signing. I can't remember if we had the day off the Wednesday or whatever. Trained the Thursday, first training session at Old Trafford,
Hmm.
getting introduced to all the players, new teammates,
Mm.
captain, and then it was like, "Yo, you're here now.
Right.
We do our best to look after you." get a house sorted the quickest possible, all
Okay.
those kind of things.
Mhm.
Just come and do what you do best.
The school goals.
Yeah, and back in those days, that
Mm.
was like standard.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing back then as well, like I said, my ex was expecting my first child
Okay.
back then.
So that's your first child was the Man United move.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's just mad. I remember saying to her, right, obviously I was up Newcastle back then. I said, oh, obviously as you're expecting the baby and that,
Mhm.
you need to come up to Newcastle.
Right.
She said, no, I'm not moving to Newcastle. I'm moving to Newcastle. So you imagine when you're expecting your first child and your girl told you, I'm not moving, I'm not moving.
Yeah.
Your head
You're
falls off.
torn. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my head fell off,
Mm.
you know. And then I got to Man United, and then she's due any time now. Just signed for Man United, due any time now.
Wow.
Yeah, so I signed for Man United in the January,
Mhm.
and then we get to May, and she's due May time. So I've only had a few months at Man United, right? So I'll go, and Man United are going for the title. I'm invested in two things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So being invested in two things, and Man United have brought me there to try and help them win the Premier League. And I mean, I've got to make sure that I'm trying to be to the best of my ability. But like I said, my girl at the time, she's pregnant, and I'm like, oh man. So I'm trying to juggle two things at once. So like I said, join Man United, got nowhere to stay. Well, no, I wouldn't say nowhere to stay because they give you option, right? You can stay in a hotel until you find somewhere to live. So I said, all right, cool. So the guy representing me at the time said, no, you might as well stay with me. Might as well stay with me till you find yourself a house.
Yeah, till you settle in and whatnot.
Yeah. I said, all right, cool, I'll do that. So yeah, that was my little like bedding in process.